Yo, what's up, Z Squad? It's your boy ZW back with another video. Today we're gonna make some banana bread. Not just any banana bread, we're making pecan banana bread. So, this is probably one of the best videos that you're gonna find online on how to make banana bread the right way. So, I'm gonna tell you what the ingredients that we're gonna need. But first, when you start making banana bread, what I like to do is preheat the oven so by the time everything is ready, so you want to preheat that for to 350 degrees. I have the directions on here to make sure that everything's all good. So you're gonna need sugar. So I actually use, where's my sugar? I actually use brown sugar. So, and then you're gonna end up using shortening. So a shortening I'm gonna be using, I can't believe it's not butter. Believe me, it tastes much better. I'm gonna be using 2 eggs. I like getting the cage-free eggs, whatever I cook with, whatever I buy, cage-free eggs and brown eggs. And then mashed bananas is one, I'll tell you how much you're gonna need of everything. But I usually use banana breads. The more the color like this, the more better it'll be. Flour, I use all-purpose flour, but not only all-purpose, I make sure it's non-bleached. Bleached flour is not good for you, so use non-bleached, tastes much better. And then salt, use the regular basic, your basic salt there with the lady on there. She's been on there forever. I don't know, like she's probably older than you are. And then for the sodium right here, you're gonna use that baking soda.
Baking soda, I got baking soda.
And then also chopped nuts, any nuts you want, but we're using pecan. I think they're gonna be better. And to be honest, it's the first time I actually used the pecan stuff. So and then obviously you're gonna need a mixing bowl. You're gonna need something to bake it in. You're gonna need measuring cups, and then teaspoons and whatnot too. And you're gonna need a mixer. So that's everything that you're gonna need to be able to make it. And I'm gonna leave ingredients down below, possibly on like what you need. Depends on if you ask for them or not. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start off with 1 cup of sugar, okay? So I'm opening this thing up right here. I like to keep everything a little bit more clean and organized, so I'm gonna get a spoon. And then instead of dumping it so it makes a bigger mess, I'm just gonna go like this to get 1 cup of spoon, or 1 right here. Fill this up. And if you're ready, you could be doing a follow along with this. I'm not gonna speed it up or anything like that. So that way you can get everything that you need in here. There we go. Then just a little bit more just to make sure it's a cup. So that's about 1 cup right there. Sugar, boom, that's done. So what I like to do is make sure that everything, when I'm done using it, I toss to the side. And then go down the list. Now I need a 1/2 cup of shortening. So here we go. Make sure it says a 1/2 cup, which is it does. Just take a nice little stack of this. Right there, 1/2 cup right there, the shortening. Then, if you notice, sometimes you get a little extra left in there, so I always take a little extra to make up the difference. Now that's about a 1/2 cup. Little lesson learned. And then 2 eggs. Crack those eggs. Actually, I just started to roll. Crack the eggs. And obviously make sure that you wash your hands prior. I like to try to find the bigger eggs, just because other people's gonna be eating it, so you don't want to be getting your nasty hands all up in there. Then we also gonna be putting in the bananas. So I'm gonna show you what I like to do with the bananas. So we're gonna smush up the bananas. I rinse off my hands from the egg yolk. Dry it off. Here we go. So when I mush my bananas, the easiest way the easiest way to mush them, I'm gonna actually tell you. I like to take them. It's simpler, especially when the the banana's more fresh. I cut them in pieces like this. Just seems to make everything a little bit more fast. And again, I'm not gonna speed this video up just because I know that you probably want to do a follow along. So I kind of hate that when I'm making, or when I watch your videos, I learn how to do something, they speed the videos up. So I'm just gonna keep it like this so that way, you know, you're not missing no beats whatsoever. So get those nice and cut up. Small little pieces like that. It's awesome to do it in a small bowl. And then a ripe banana here. There we go. I always ask us to have the garbage next to you so that way it's a lot more easier. And the reason why you want to use more ripe bananas, more browner, is because it's a lot more easier when you do the smashing. It doesn't take as much time to do so. Yeah, that's a lot of bananas. You probably use 1.5, 2 bananas. I'm using a lot of bananas. So I use 3. You can use like 2, 2.5. Put this in the sink. There we go. I'm using a spoon. So with the spoon here, I can mix all that up. So right now you just see it's chopped. Now we're gonna smush. And then that's gonna take about, you're probably gonna spend about 30 seconds of smushing on this. So get into it. And just take a spoon and then, you know, just smash. Like Hulk smash. There we go. They like to move around a lot, so that's why it takes a little bit of time on this one here. There we go. Now it's getting smushed. There we go. Now, why this process is so important for it's been smushed is because if you leave chunks inside the with the bananas, you're going to be tasting those chunks of bananas inside your bread, that's not the real purpose of doing that. You're morally making this more into some type of not, I wouldn't say liquid form, but just some type of sauce form. We can call it the sauce. That's basically what it is, because I'm saucy, you know what I mean? So it's looking really good. And then actually when most of it, probably 7/3, when more of 7/10 of it is smushed, it's a lot more easier. And then even though that you might want to get done because you're probably sick of smushing them, continue to smush. It's your best bet for that. So most of them is all done. There you go. And then sometimes you might not be able to see some of the bigger parts because the other ones are just smushed over it. So that's the reason why you want to continue to keep smushing. There we go. Then I like to mix it, smush it. There we go. And you don't need to be really, really fast. If you obviously need to pause it to give yourself some time to smush them, that's going to be totally fine, obviously. But I like to make sure that I'm getting everything. Probably give another 10 seconds of this. There we go. And that's about good right here because I don't see no big major chunks because it's going to be mixed. So here it is when they look, if you can see that everything is smushed. There we go. You can actually see that. So that gets poured into here, into your big bowl. All right, that goes into your big bowl. You're done with that. You might get bananas in your hand. Rinse it off. There we go. So now we got that done. Now we need 1 1/4 cup of flour. So 1 1/4 cup of flour, and we use a different spoon. I don't want to contaminate anything. So same thing. So we need 1 1/4 cup. So do this thing here again. That's some beautiful flour. I'm not even gonna lie. Flour, the ingredients that you actually put in this thing really does make a huge difference on what you're baking. So if you use a lot of all that cheap product, sorry if that's all you got, but if you use all that cheap product, it's gonna taste cheaper. But if you want to use higher quality product, just buy it, it's worth it. So we need 1 1/4 cup of flour. So here's 1 cup, and then now we need 1/4 of a cup, which is, I believe this one here, yeah, 1/4. So this is small enough, so I'll dip that in, edge it up, boom, done. So that is 1 1/4 cup of flour, and then a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So here we go, 1/2 teaspoon right here. Making sure, yep. Oh, a tablespoon, sorry, that is, no, 1/2 cup of tablespoon. So yeah, no, this is right, I was right, just making sure I'm right. So it's a 1/2 tablespoon of salt. Go over here. Boom. Just like that. And then we have 1 teaspoon of sodium. So I don't use, for me, hold on. So for me, it says use a 1 teaspoon of sodium. And there'll be 2 of these because I have just a 1/2. But for me, I don't like a lot of sodium like that. So what I do, oh, I use that as 1 because a lot of fell in there. 2. I use 1 to maybe 1 1/2. So, and then chopped nuts as well. So we'll get something with chopped nuts. My GoPro died, so we gotta be on the same page here. So now I'm gonna chop up some nuts. Oh. If I put, does it even say? It says a 1/2 cup of chopped nuts. Oh, I can fill up my 1/2 cup. 1/4, where's my 1/2? It was in the butter. Half a cup of chopped nuts. Spoon. And chop away. Best way I'm finding, just stab them. Or I'm gonna use my hands. Easier. Just grind them, just like that. The chopped nuts, just literally grind them. As long as your hands is clean, make sure your hands are clean. And then grab them, and then crush them against each other. Just like that. Till you get them all. You want to make sure you get them all because you obviously don't want no big chunks in them. Let's see, almost done, almost done. There we go. Like I said, this is the first time that I use these pecan, but so I'm hoping that it tastes really good. Almost done. Give it a couple more seconds, try to get them small because you don't want to be chewing on a bunch of big chunks. Because I still see that I do have some big ones in here. That probably won't taste that good. Like here's a big one right here, crushed, small, another big one. All right, that looks good. So, just, wait. Yeah, there we go. So now, we wash my hands. Rewash my hands to get them all cleaned up now. Now it looks like we have all of our ingredients in there, and now it's time for the mixing. So the mixing is going to be pretty important to make sure that everything is done correctly. As you can kind of see, that's what everything kind of looks like when it's in there. So get all this mixed in. You don't want to go too fast. You don't want to throw everything off unless you know what you're doing. Let's see. Then you can go faster as everything's kind of mixed in there because this will be more doughy. There we go. There we go. Almost done. So the whole preparation is probably like a 10-minute preparation. So you want to make sure you get it really, really good. To make sure the eggs mixed in there, the powder is mixed in there, the baking soda, the butter that we put in there, the pecans that's inside here, the salt. Obviously you want salt completely mixed in there. And then the brown sugar. You can use white sugar too, or any other type of sweeteners that you like. But I find that it's so much easier and better tasting to use brown sugar, again, because there's more health benefits. But you're not going to notice the difference in the taste in the banana bread, pecan banana bread. Okay, that should be good enough. Should look something like that. Now, when it comes to oiling, I'll show you a good trick. A lot of people like to use butter, but butter still kind of sticks. Give me 1 minute. So I like to use canola oil, or Crisco, sorry. I have a bunch of oils in there. Pour some in, and then I'll take this guy here and mix it all through the whole pot, so that way when you pull this stuff out, it's not going to actually stick. So you don't need a whole bunch of it. You just need a nice little layer to put it through the whole entire thing. And the size you probably want to do is going to be, let's see, 10-15 minutes cooling. I guess it really doesn't matter what size you use for this thing here. But just a nice little decent size. I'm not for sure what size this is, to be honest. As you notice, my channel is not a cooking channel. This is something for you guys to do at home, or if you're bored, or if you're interested in baking. So yeah, I can bake more than pizza. And there we go. I don't like to set this back in sink. Now, take all this guys here. It's the fun part. Pour all that in. Make sure you get all of that in there. All right. Now, that's what it's gonna look like right here. And then now it's time for this thing to go inside the into the oven. So that it should be in there for 50 minutes. I'm gonna probably put it in for or for like 47 minutes possibly. So that way it's just a little bit more doughier. So once that's done, and once that's taken out, I'll show you what it's gonna look like when it's done, all right? All right, Z Squad. So basically we're about to take it out now, but before we actually take it out, I'm actually going to see if it's actually completely done. Take one of these guys out. Stick it in the middle, bring it back up. Nothing on there, that means it's done. So we're gonna go ahead and take it out. Just like so. Oh, look at that bad boy. After we take that out, now this is the part I was showing you. If you're making sure that you have plenty, but not too much of that oil to get it out of the pot. Put it on a plate. Make sure you shut that back off. All right, if I did this correctly, it should come off like butter. Ooh. It is too. You just get around the corners, making sure that it'll release. This next part, I don't recommend. It's very hot. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. And then this thing here, nice and clean. So there you have it on how to make homemade banana bread with pecan. And you can put your own little stuff in there. Maybe put chocolate chips in there next time. I don't know, might taste good. We might try that next time. So if you want to make one of these, learn how to do it, leave comments down below. If you want me to make more cooking videos, give a thumbs up. Until then, you know what it is. Thanks for watching. Z's out.